So, Murph, we're going to go over the notable signings and trades of this past month or crazy offseason. My first one that I would like to discuss is the Elvis Andrus trade to Oakland and Chris Davis to Texas trade. At least I see it now. Texas has gotten just another power bat to hit home runs. It's nothing major for both teams, you know?
Yeah, this isn't moving the needle for either team, right? This isn't going to get either team that further in that playoff discussion or anything like that. It's an interesting deal. I mean, Chris Davis getting traded is nothing new. I thought this was coming, especially the way he's been performing the last couple of seasons. You know, he had that MVP run, and then since then it's been not great to say the least. It's been home run or strikeout, but like the home runs are far between. So yeah,
Far between.
yeah. So trading him is no surprise to me. Yeah, maybe you do something with the Rangers. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I think the Oakland gets worse because they're removing the offensive production. But again, they're also AL West. Like, it's the Astros and them.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's going to be a bottom. Like, there's not going to. Every team's going to be like roughly around 500, battling it out for like the wild card or the division kind of thing. Not a wild card, just for the division.
Yeah,
wild card. Andrew, wild card. Shut your damn mouth.
No, never winning a wild card unless playoffs somehow get expanded. No shot.
Yeah, please don't expand the playoffs. We don't need them.
As of right now, that's not a thing, and I'm happy.
Yep. All right, trade number 2. Andrew Benintendi to the Royals. What did you think of this?
I mean, Royals get better, but does that mean anything? Yeah, I don't know what the Red Sox are doing, right? They're like, hey, we're gonna put on a team that's gonna compete, that's gonna go out there and like make this fan base proud. We're in the try to compete for playoffs. I have seen zero moves that indicate such a trajectory, such a culture swing, right? This team is getting worse and worse every time I look at it. Like the next day, they're gonna be like, we traded Chris Sale for like a bag of baseballs.
And then we traded JD Martinez.
It's like we just straight up released JD. We didn't even trade him. We just released him, right? Like I don't know, bro. I'm confused, right? The GM's coming out here making big statements, big plans. Hey, we're gonna compete. We're gonna do X,
we're gonna compete. We're gonna make this a fun fan base again. We're gonna love our team. We're not gonna lose all these games. And then they trade Andrew Benintendi.
Yeah, granted, Andrew had a horrible 2020 season. Like I had him on fantasy, and I had to release him within a week because he was hitting like 0.05 or something. Like I got 554 on the year. Like it was bad. Okay, but like a lot of guys have had bad 2020 seasons. Like Belly's had a bad 2020. Like he didn't have a good 2020 at all. So
and normally he's really good. Normally Benintendi's really good. He's normally in the top 2. He's in the top 15 averages in the MLB. Normally, he's okay. Never mind. He's tied.
He's up there. He's tied
right? For 15th with 20 other people.
Yeah, he's up there. Right? He's good. He's really
one of
solid
the better hitters in baseball when he's on.
Yeah. So it blows my mind that they decided to trade him, especially since he's pretty young. And I think he got a few years of control. I don't remember.
Probably has a few years of control.
Probably. He's pretty young. So it's a surprising move to me. Congratulations, Royals. You know,
new culture for him in Kansas City. So
hopefully, as long as he's not broken from 2020, he should be pretty solid.
Yay!
Yay!
That was one of the most stupidest comments I've made on Off the Cuff. But next I'd like to discuss the Marcus Semien signing to the Blue Jays. What do you think of this? I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah, it blew my mind. This move confuses me beyond all belief. I was like, why? If you have Biggio at second, you have Bichette at short. Where does Semien play? You already have Oscar Hernandez at your DH, right? So where's Semien playing? I heard third.
You have Lord. Doesn't Gurriel sometimes play infield too?
Yeah, he could play second.
So it's one of those things where it's like, where is he going to fit?
This doesn't make sense to me. It's a good signing, mind you. Like it's at worst, like he's not coming off the bench. I think he's gonna play third. I think Vladdy's gonna switch over to first. Um, yeah, this is a solid signing. I mean, if he could produce the numbers he's been producing in Oakland, I think this is a great signing. But it just doesn't make sense to me. I think there are many other teams that should have been in on him more than the Blue Jays. I think the Angels need a shortstop now. The Reds said they want a shortstop. They've been craving a shortstop since the beginning of the offseason. Yeah, it's weird to me. I think has DD re-signed?
He went to the Philly for 2 years, I think 28.
Okay, yeah. So then I would have said Phillies, but now they got DD back. So it doesn't make sense to me that the Blue Jays would go and spend all this money for Semien, but it's a good signing. I mean, it's gonna make a difference. It's a really solid bat, to say the least.
But before these past 2 years, he kind of had really bad seasons. He had a horrible glove. He led the league in errors for I think about 2 to 3 years, and he wasn't really that good of a hitter from what at least I remember.
He was okay, but not power wise. He didn't have the power he does now.
That he put up the past 2 seasons, kind of thing. So he had his niche in Oakland. So we'll see how he does in the AL East now with the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
For the Braves, they re-signed Marcell Ozuna, 4 years, $66 million. I don't know if you saw, but they also had when he signed, they still had them projected to finish 4th in the NL East with 83 wins. That's a bunch of, crap. But
I don't know who's smoking the doobie over there doing these predictions, these projections. I don't know what kind of algorithm they're using, right? The Braves are not finishing 4th.
Yeah.
They're not finishing 3rd. Okay, at worst they're finishing 2, and that's by a game or 2, right? That's not. I don't know what they're saying. I think this Ozuna signing is really important for them. It's a huge signing for them. If they had lost Ozuna, they would have lost a whole lot of firepower and a whole lot of depth on this offense. So I think this is a huge signing for them. Ozuna, I think, was really important for them, just extending this lineup. I guess they're projecting everyone to have regression. I don't understand. Maybe Acuna gets hurt. Is that what they're projecting? I don't understand this at all.
He didn't even have that really good of a 2020 season, at least what he normally does. So it's I think next year he does even better because you're gonna have a longer season for players to get going. And like you said, at worst they're a game or 2 games behind the Mets for second place, and they're gonna get a wild card spot.
Yeah, is Soroka not gonna make it back in time?
He was already throwing during the playoffs, so
that's what I heard.
I heard ready.
He should be ready.
Yeah.
So the rotation.
If anything, he's ready a month into the season.
Yeah. What? So the rotation's looking great. Maybe the pen you could argue is bad, but is it that bad so that they're finishing 4th? I don't think so.
No.
So I don't understand that at all. I think the Ozuna signing is really good, really important for them to do, and I think they're definitely finishing out worse too. Like I said, maybe 3 if maybe one of the Nationals or Phillies have a miracle run, but that's a big if. I don't see it. I'm being really honest with you.
Their offense is good enough to propel them through games. So I see them finishing 2nd or 1st. It's just going to depend on how if the Mets stay healthy and if the Braves stay healthy. And then either one will be finishing 1st and 2nd respectively to injury-wise, whatever. 2 notable signings, nothing too interesting, but Yachty back to the Cardinals. He wants to finish his career in St. Louis, as he should. And then Jake Arrieta back to Chicago. He wants to be back home. He had a lot higher deals from what I heard. Maybe you never know what's going to happen in Chicago, but if they lose Bryant, I think the Cubs are going to be back to the bottom of the barrel. But then again, everyone in their league is bottom of the barrel in the NL Central. So it's just going to be interesting to see who's gonna suck the most in that division.
Yeah.
Besides the Cardinals, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, these are kind of like whatever moves, like Yadier, like cool. I mean, I guess he had a pretty solid season last year. I mean, he's been pretty consistent actually from average wise at the plate, and not to mention like he calls a hell of a game and he knows those pitchers inside and out for the most part. So bringing him back's good. I don't think that moves the needle, mind you, towards a World Series ring or not, but like
Not at all.
um, good for them. Jake Arrieta back to the Cubs. Another kind of whatever move. Like this team is imploding, so it's interesting to me that he would decide to go back there to see this team just concave on itself. But whatever. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. Um,
Yeah.
at least they have another pitcher now. They got three pitchers.
Yeah. Now they have three instead of two.
They had two, barely. Now they got three.
Yeah, they have three.
Barely.
And then they lost Albert Almora, their starting center fielder, to the New York Mets, which is a great addition, I believe, for the New York Mets.
Yeah, I mean, our good buddy Nick was pointing out to us that their revolving door at center field was not looking great, at least stats wise. They were like a minus 11 run save total in center field.
Yeah, just let me, but like they signed all these damn outfielders, okay, and then like three of them end up freaking playing, and then they'll rotate an infielder into the outfield, and he'll hate his life, and then you have Brandon Nimmo, who by MLB Power Rankings has him as the 5th best center fielder in the major leagues.
Blows my mind.
Besides, is the 5th best center fielder. It's fine, rank it however which way you want, but he has it. Last year, he really didn't even play. He's a great guy, Brandon Nimmo. Shout out to you for supporting our foundation. But still, it's like 5th best, and you guys are still trying to go sign more and more outfielders. Go spend all your damn money. Have fun.
But at that point, sign Springer, right? The fact that they
Right?
sign Springer just blows my mind. If you're gonna go out there like with the intention of trying to improve your center field spot, why not go get Springer? Especially since you already passed up on JT, right? In my mind, you passed up on JT to do this, to sign Springer and Bauer, and you somehow balk on both. Mind you, I guess the Bauer situation wasn't necessarily your fault. You actually came with a better deal at the end of the day, at least the bigger deal, I guess, more consistent deal over the 3 years. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a good signing. I like Nimmo a lot. Be interesting where they put him now. Maybe left. They don't got a DH. Universal DH is not a thing anymore, so I'm confused.
That's the thing. They're signed, and then they signed Jonathan VR to play infield. VR is a starting player on most teams, and he's not gonna like that because he's been hitting 300 pretty much, 290, 280 to 300, 310, whatever, for the Marlins when he was. But I don't know. It's like is this like a panic signing due to the loss of a Bauer and a Springer, and Real Muto, but which I mean they didn't sign him anyway because they got James McCann, but it's just one of those moves where it's like now you're also considering trading for Chris Bryant. Why? You have because these guys are not bench bats and they're not going to want to be bench bats. Like VR, I could see them trading VR mid-season because he's not going to want to deal with the crap of being a bench bat.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he kind of put him right. VR signed, right? So I guess
he's the one who signed.
He knows what he's getting into. Will he be a bench bat though? They don't have a second baseman right now.
Jeff McNeil.
That's true, I guess. Where did he normally play though? He didn't play second last year. I thought he played outfield.
He played outfield, but now they have. Okay.
Oh, but now they're gonna have to move Nimmo to left.
Dom Smith is gonna go to
right.
No, so what's good? They don't have the universal DH.
I'm confused with this lineup. I'm so confused.
Nick, this segment's for you.
Cut to him saying the lineup. Because I'm confused. They have Conforto, they have Nimmo, they have McNeil, they have Davis. Like, who's playing where? I'm just lost.
We got McCann behind the dish, of course. We have.
Okay. Alonso at first.
Or are we putting Dom Smith at first? Because Dom Smith did better than him last year.
Alonso's first.
Yeah. Jeff McNeil is at second.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Okay.
Shortstop is Francisco Lindor.
Yep.
And I think they like J.D. Davis a lot, so I think he's at third.
He's at third. Okay.
But okay, so then what are we doing? Is McNeil playing third and VR's playing second, or is VR playing third and McNeil's playing second, and then J.D. Davis is just sitting sitting on the apple in center field catching home run balls?
I'm confused, bro. This roster doesn't make sense to me.
It really they did great signings. Okay, they did.
Yeah, I mean, these are great signings if you need to sign these people, but like
they're just doing it to flex that they have this money. In my opinion,
I mean,
all power to them. You build in a great roster, but these players are
they got some good depth. I'll give you that. They got some good depth, but like you said, I think if I'm VR, I'm like, hey, I just hit like 300 2 seasons in a row being a starter in Miami.
Why aren't I starting?
Why aren't I starting here? And then McNeil's like, whoa. I was here first, and I was doing like pretty much the same thing. And I could play
he's gonna get the priority of the position wherever he's comfortable, because now that the second best second baseman in New York.
And then Nimmo Conforto like, hey, we're still here too. You know, we want to play. And Smith is like, what about me?
Conforto. So if Conforto's not going to be playing right, Dom Smith cannot be playing the outfield.
Yeah, I don't know where Dom Smith plays.
Is Almora going to start?
I guess not. I guess
he did really good for the Cubs too last year. And I'm sorry, but some of these guys, I get they signed the contract, but they're not going to be happy when they're going to be like,
they
or
signed
is their
the contract
lineup always going to be changing? Because that's not good.
That's not great, mind you. Maybe it does. I don't know. I can't remember who's a lefty and righty between all those players, right? So I don't know what the lineup. Maybe they're going off the lineup like that. Like it'll vary depending who's on the bump and when, right?
Yeah. That's not good for a team that they won't gel. They won't gel. But again, this is major leagues. So
yeah, again, I think most of these guys, like the VR signing was like, in a sense, almost like an ego thing. Like he thinks he's gonna start, and based off his previous performances, and he signed because he's gonna be a starter, right? I'm not sure, but that's what they told him, mind you. But like I imagine that's what's going through his head. So this is an interesting situation to have. It's probably a good problem to have in the short term, possibly long term bad, because if all these guys are performing, they all want to start, and there's not enough positions for all these guys to start. So maybe the Mets pray that there's a universal DH and the problem solve itself. Or certain guys just don't perform. I don't know, but like this is really confusing as roster makeup for me because so many guys play multiple positions, and the only things I know for certain is that Pete Alonso's first, McCann catcher, and Lindor is short.
But you put Dom Smith out there in the outfield. Let's just say you put him out there in the outfield. Mm-hmm. You get rid of, they dump Brandon Nimmo to another team. Okay. Let's just say they do that. Okay. I don't see them doing it.
No.
But you put Dom Smith in left. He's a defensive liability then. I'm sorry. He just is.
Mm-hmm.
And he is at first base too. But again, you take the offensive production. Yes. And he's a lefty back. But Pete Alonso, you don't know what he's going to do this year. We'll see what happens. If the Mets have a universal DH, this lineup fits great. If they don't, it's like a cluster of just jumbled up positions, and I really feel bad for the manager, but it's good. It's a good problem to have if you know how to manage it.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah. So, and especially if they're looking to bring in a Chris Bryant, which then would definitely blow my mind. Because they would definitely have to move
some of the players on the team currently.
They have to, right? There's no shot you can bring in a Chris Bryant and not trade like a Davis or a Nimmo or a Smith, right? There's just no shot you can do that.
They can't trade Smith to them because they already have Anthony Rizzo, unless Smith is going to go play at roam the outfield in Wrigley. You know,
that is true.
Show off the range.
Handcuff yourself. That is true.
So like you cannot. I don't think they will. If they do make a trade for Bryant, this team is going to be impossible to manage. Like at least to put out a consistent lineup and just say like, this is like it's gonna be a nasty lineup, but it's gonna be like just a pain in the behind for what is it, Garcia to manage? I don't even know because he's been fired upon again. But whatever, you know. All right, Mets. Good luck with that jumble of crap. Mark Melancon to the Padres. Good signing.
Yeah, solid. They get another veteran bullpen presence. You know, good for them. They need more of that. Hopefully that Josh Hader trade, in the works.
Yep.
Really love that. Yeah, I mean, Padres keep making the acquisitions to keep getting better and better.
And last but not least, Jay Bruce to the New York Yankees. Does he make the roster? We were talking about this a little bit before.
Tough to say. I think right now, no, unless they really don't like Talkman or something. I don't know. Either way, to me, this says Guardy's not coming back right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would make this move and then plan on bringing Guardy back, because then you would have 3 lefty outfielders competing for essentially 1 bench spot, maybe 2. Because you got to think, like we were talking earlier, Higgy and Wade are probably immediately taking up a bench spot. So there's either 3 or 2 more bench spots left. The Yankees love carrying more pitchers than they need, so I would say 2 more bench spots. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd like to see Miggy get one of those bench spots, and then the other one's just up in the air. It could go Bruce. It could look to bring in Guardy. Yeah, I think right now it's probably gonna be Talkman. Does Talkman have any options?
Probably not. I could see a trade happening, maybe for a bullpen arm. I don't know.
That is true, but I don't know who. So it's interesting. This is just a weird signing to me.
Because it's not like we could put him at DH, because Stanton's not playing in the outfield. I'm just saying the only way that he ends up at DH is if Stan gets hurt, but I'd rather him not get hurt.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is an interesting move to me.
I'm not mad at it, though. It's a lefty bat.
I'm not mad at it, but I'm not going to sit there like, yes! We solved their issues.
Yes! Jay Bruce! No way! A lefty bench bat, because we need a lefty.
Give us the ring. Just give us the ring. Right?
Jay Bruce signed 2021 series, guaranteed, in my pocket with a fat diamond ring on my hand.
I'm not doing that. I have next to no expectations for Jay Bruce, if I'm being completely honest.
He could end up getting released in spring training, probably.
Yeah, he might not play a game in pinstripes, right? He might only get to wear the away uniform, and that's it. And then he never gets to put on the home uniform. He's released the next day because he did so bad. I don't know, right? So
we shall see.
0 expectations. I hope they're like, just kidding. And Gardner comes back. He's like, guys, I was Jay Bruce all along. See? I don't know. I don't know. If I'm being honest, it's whatever.
I want Guardy back though in pinstripes. So
I do too. I don't want to see him play for any team. But at the same time, Guardy, you gotta throw us a bone here. It better be under $2 million.
Yeah. You selfish man.
you selfish guy.
You have already earned your millions. Get out if you don't think so. If he thinks he's making $5 million, you're out of
We bought him out for $5 million. He better get his head out right.
Out of your damn mind. Guardy, you're living nice. After taxes, you're still making $3 million. Okay, so
let's be good here. $2 million or no deal.
We've paid you all your career. You can help us out 1 year. 1 year. Which I think if he does sign with the Yankees this year, it'll be his last year. Possibly.
I originally my thought would have been yes, absolutely, but I think maybe fans. If there's fans this year, which allegedly there might be,
hockey started a while back. They have 2,000 fans in attendance, which is not a lot, but it's something.
Yeah, I heard maybe 10% seating capacity might be allowed at good old Yankee Stadium. But I guess we'll see. Depends how things are going, how things are progressing. All I know is it's great that baseball is planning on the comeback. Spring training is supposed to start on time. Catchers are reporting at the end of the week. Fielders after that. Yeah, great stuff. Baseball starting on time. 162 games.
There should be another interesting baseball season of a lot of
7-inning doubleheaders are back.
So what? Sorry. Manfred, may you roast.
Extra runner on second after extra innings. Not again. If you're asking me how to implement that rule, it should be after 12 as an extra runner.
Yeah.
Because I think that just makes sense, right? Give each team a little bit of a chance to make a proper comeback or a proper win. In the sense that like you don't have to worry about a run on second. Yeah, and then the 26-man roster, I don't like at all, mind you. I think it should be 29.
Yeah.
Especially with COVID. And besides COVID, I think even before COVID, I think it should have been like 29. I just don't think 26 spots is enough.
I wonder if there's going to be a taxi squad, though.
I would assume there have to be.
Yeah.
At least on the road, it could be a taxi spot. I think, and then obviously you get the 27th guy on doubleheader days. So should be interesting.
Should be an interesting 2021 season. That is all for my notable signings and trades, Murph. But thank you for joining us on another long episode of Off the Cuff. I think we're on number 9 or 10, whatever. Hope you all enjoy this. Leave a like, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Thank you, Murph. Later.